Now, I think one of the most iconic sort of geeky engine bits is VTEC. Everybody knows the meme of VTEC just kicked in, yo. That's why I said it at the end of last video. Yes, I did just plug, or... Oh, what is it that you do where one thing what's the word for when something plugs another thing, and then the other thing plugs the first thing back, and it's like a sort of plug circle? I don't know, but there's so many plugs here that you really don't want to step on any of them. They would probably hurt your foot. What in fuck's name am I saying? The car is a Honda S2000. Probably one of Honda's more cool cars because this was when Hondas were cool. You had things like the NSX, the Integra, the Civic Type R. These things were cool. And to be quite honest, I am a massive Honda S2000 fan. Apparently these things are also really reliable. In fact, they won the Top Gear survey one year. That's no mean feat. And if you don't know, the Top Gear survey is basically a survey that's actually relevant to you, because they give a little pop-up survey to, you know, anyone that owns a normal car, so they fill in what type of car they've got, and then things like customer service and reliability and parts cost and whatever. It's really helpful. I wish they kept doing them. But anyway, this was one of them one year, so obviously it's got to be good. Or does it? Because this one's been modified. Presumably had loads of NOS added. And it's possibly going to be rubbish, to be honest. Oh, and also it's a hardtop. Now, I'd been playing this game for so long that I'd forgotten that there was a hardtop S2000 in the game. In actuality, I'd forgotten that the S2000 was a hardtop as standard. I thought it was a soft top because of the body kit. That's on me, I am stupid. To be honest, I do think that I prefer the little hardtop look as well. It makes it look more stubby and angry. Helped by the wrap. Fits it. I feel like VTEC is something that isn't appreciated nearly enough. Because it's complicated, but it's basically, I think the other term for it is variable valve timing. And I have no idea what it does, other than the fact that it is a total and absolute meme. Now, if you are made into a meme, you are a god. I don't know why Honda doesn't lean into the VTEC just kicked in yo memes anymore. They really should. I miss when Honda was cool. Cries in liking classic cars. Just kidding. Why would I be crying if I like classic cars? Because that makes Honda classic cars. Actually, I saw a little S800 at the weekend. A few S800s. They were very nice. Actually, on the subject of S800, yes, the S2000 is a second in-line car of 3. This is probably the fastest of them all, because yes, while there is a car that came after it, that car is slower because it's a K car, we'll talk more about that in a moment. But the original Honda S800 didn't have VTEC, was 1970s, I think. Very pretty, very small, it's in Forza, but it's basically a Mazda MX-5, but from the 1970s. Which is very cool. And, similarly to it, there is a car that came after it, the Honda S660. S660 because 660cc, because if you know anything about Japanese cars, you'll know that 660cc's is the maximum engine size you can have for a K car. K, short for Keiji Dosha. Basically means making things smaller. Because the Japanese have this little thing where you pay less road tax and less tax to make K cars. So a lot of people drive K cars. They're very small and they're very cool. You can get K anything. You can get a K pickup truck, K sports car. That's the Daihatsu Copa and this. Not this, the Honda S660. I'll get it right in the end. It's very hard to pronounce some things. But anyway, Keiji Dosha basically follows the Japanese art of being able to make anything small and still retaining its coolness. Very nice. I really do like this car, especially that engine. Somehow, that proper VTEC reviness has been captured perfectly by Foxy and the CDT devs. Sounds like a shit band from the 1970s, like a school band. But still, point still stands. This is a genuinely delightful engine. Nice and revvy. Good acceleration. It's got a 6-speed gearbox. All of the gears are magnificent. Not a bad one. Which is something that I am absolutely very happy about. Especially considering the last couple of days we have had some shit gears. Especially the top ones. Yes, for the first time ever, Top Gear is shit. Actually, not for the first time ever. The original series. And anything past Series 22, which I sometimes refuse to accept its existence. Especially Series 23. What the fuck were they thinking? I think, however, it's in the corners where this thing shines, most of all. The standard S2000 has a bit of a grip problem in the corners. And yes, while it is still not... Oh, for fuck's sake. And yes, while it is still nice to, you know, properly send through the corners, that feeling of lack of grip does put you off a little bit. This, however, has grip for light years. It's honestly insane just how good the grip is on this. The turning is also wonderful, and the chassis is firm, not hard, but firm, and yet still pliant and nice. Honestly, this is one of the best cars I've driven in what seems like ages, because, quite frankly, we've been surrounded by dross recently. Let's keep it like this for the time being. I'm quite happy behind the wheel of my little VTEC and nitrous Honda. Especially with that cool wrap. Holy hell. That's quite good. Right, let's be actually serious about drifting here, because I feel like we've got a decent enough chassis to work with. And a lot of speed. Hold on, that was me absolutely overcooking it. I should not have been going in that fast. Lesson 1 about drifting. Too much or too little speed, you're going to overcook it no matter what. No, I promise you, that's always going to happen. And if you're like me, lesson 2 is to actually have some talent. Because I feel like we could get some properly good drifts with it. Yeah, there we go. With this car, because it's got that good chassis. There we go. Okay, so it's all about you've got to be going in at just the right speed. Right, when drifting, there is a window that you have to handbrake it in for, speed-wise. So, too much, you overcook it. Too little, you understeer into a building. This one has quite a small window, unfortunately. Not helped by the fact that it's actually so quick. Like, look at that. But eventually you'll be able to get used to it and make the most out of this really good drift car. I hope this thing does well on the circuit. I really do. It's a properly good car in the corners. So I have no reason to believe that it won't be ludicrously quick around this circuit. Oh, and as well as having that wonderful chassis, combined with properly good suspension, it's quick, in a straight line. Very quick. So this should be good. Here we go. 2, 1, and off we go. Into the corners. There's that wonderful chassis coming into play, keeping us pointing in the right direction. They're a little bit off balance, but nothing, you know, properly dangerous or bad. Brakes. Oh, I'm really pushing it. But that's the thing about this car, I know I can push it. It's confidence building. And quite frankly, after the incompetent cars that I've been reviewing recently, I need this confidence booster. So, that's why I'd end up with a 39.6 second lap time. which is pretty damn quick. So should you get this wonderful Honda? Well, if you don't, you're never going to get the chance to again. And plus, you will regret it. Because this is a wonderful, wonderful car. And I am genuinely happy that for once, I'm reviewing a properly good car. So thank you all for watching. Thank you all a lot for watching. And on that triumph, you might say. Actually, no. It's a car I like, which is a bit of a bombshell, so we will end on that bombshell. I will see you all tomorrow with... I can't decide whether I'm going to do the Honda NSX or the Mazda RX-8. Ooh, choices, choices.